Was this man wrong for having enough and even building something bigger? No. This man had gone wrong for where he had placed his hope, and where he had placed his trust, and where he had found his rest in. See, because the first part of the story, we find this man, and maybe sometimes we don't understand this, but we find this man in turmoil because he had too much and he didn't know what to do with it. He found himself not at rest because he didn't know what to do with the things that he had been given. So he was in turmoil about it, and so he tried to solve it on his own, and so he tore down the barns, and he built bigger ones, and he said, okay, now I have enough. Now I can be satisfied with what I have done on my own. I can be satisfied with all this. And his provision was only going to be found in himself, and his hope was only going to be found, and his rest was only found when he was able to do something bigger. And Jesus, as he's telling this story, and people are listening, I'm sure it's just like in this room. There's people of all different backgrounds that are listening, and people people that of all different statures and all of this, right? As people are listening to Jesus tell this story, I know that there was people there that had been working so hard to store up and working to find satisfaction in what they could gain out of this life. And what did Jesus call this man? Why the rest of the world would think he has it figured out, right? How many would look at this first part of the story and say, man, I would like to be like him, right? Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to have this kind of trouble in life, right? Wouldn't that be nice to say, man, I have so much, I don't know what to do with it. But it's this place that he was in to say, he was in turmoil because of all that he had. It's so crazy to think about, because we look at this life and say, oh, if I just had more, then I would be more at rest, or I would be more at peace. And it wasn't so for this guy. He found himself earthly rich, but found himself to be nothing without a relationship with God.